Yeah, yeah. So his face is still thin with the fur, but his body is like 70% fur, so he looks like a
Damn.
monster. You
Damn.
know.
Good for
But anyway,
Lou, honestly.
yeah, for real.
I'm happy for Lou.
Living his best life.
I like how literally I click record, like, because I'm like
Oh,
streaming
he
and
knew.
recording, and like,
He knew.
but like the first thing that I click record on was you just going like, he's getting like this. I'm just like, well, that's a great. I'm not even gonna edit that out. That's just gonna go straight into
No, you can use that for a lot of things, probably.
that. Well, yeah, we won't even go there. Leno's in the chat. Hello. If anyone else is in the chat and wants to ask a question, we're just kind of going with it today. We're going to just talk about whatever kind of comes up. We haven't recorded in a few weeks just because we did our sim a couple weeks back for Extreme Rule.
Yeah.
Well, last week, whenever the fuck it was. Life is
Yeah.
craziness. So I'm just putting this out there now to get it out of the way. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this show as often as we would like to anymore because I'm starting a new job and we're on two different sides of the world. It's not just like I can finish my job and be like, okay, I'm ready to record now because it's JPJ's literally asleep and vice versa. So we're still gonna keep to our sims. We're still gonna try and keep this as consistent as possible. But hey, if we miss some weeks, we miss some weeks. It just means we get to talk about more when we do get to record. But you know, life is a very fast moving thing.
It is.
So,
it is. It can be crazy sometimes.
It can be, but it is what it is. First and foremost, the first thing that I need to get off the bat, and especially talk about with Mr. JPJ is, well, JPJ is going to know that I'm going to just rant and rave about this for a good little bit of time. I haven't talked to you guys here on the Power Hour since fucking Paramore's new song came out, and y'all know how I was excited for that shit. And now, me and JPJ have similar but vastly different music tastes. It's weird how we kind of vibe on music. We are the same, but we're also very different with music. So you wouldn't be surprised that I love this song.
No.
Because this is my jam. It's very like
it's groovy, I would say.
It's funky. It has like a little element of funk to it. So for anyone that doesn't know, Paramore released a new song after nearly 5 years away since After Laughter came out. It's called This Is Why. I, as the Paramore fan that I'm the self-proclaimed biggest Paramore fan in the world, but I'm sure a lot of people would say that. But it's like a perfect blend of the self-titled era of Paramore and After Laughter just kind of mashed together. It's not like, I think a lot of people loved After Laughter. I'm one of them. But it was not what Paramore were in 2009.
It was like synthy pop.
It was like new wave. It was like 80s
new wave.
Like
80s.
Vibe.
Yeah.
It had
100%.
It was very different from that Riot era of Paramore, which I love, and every band evolves. Listen, anyone that says that bands don't, if you stay the same the whole time, you're fucking boring. But if you change, you're a sellout. I don't understand people. Anyway, it's like this. It's definitely a little, I would say, heavier in the sense of like heavier than After Laughter's style. It's a little bit more.
Yeah.
There's definitely the old Paramore elements to this track. Their album is not coming out until February, which is just
great. I was gonna say it's not coming out for a while.
Just so long that I have to wait, and it's only 10 tracks.
You think this is going to be one of those things? Because I feel like a lot of bands do this now where, like, by the time the album comes out in February, we're already going to hear 7 of the tracks.
Yeah,
and it's
I don't know.
What the hell? Like, you know?
So I'm basing how they're releasing this stuff is Hayley's solo stuff. And Hayley was really similar. She dropped a single for Pedals for Armor in January, and the album didn't come out until May, so it's about the same time, really. That maybe they're basing it on more of her kind of release schedule, and she released 3 songs before her.
3, okay.
Yeah, 3.
Maybe,
so
if they were, I guess
they're on tour at the moment, doing very intimate shows. They're doing like standing only, like theaters at the moment, just to get. I think they're trying to get themselves back into the rhythm of touring. They're playing. They haven't played in 4 years. So, and then they're starting to announce a lot of international stadium shows soon. So you could imagine I'm just like waiting with anticipation. I don't care if that shit's in fucking New Zealand and they don't come to Australia. I'm going to New Zealand to see this fucking band. I haven't been to a concert in that long. I'm very deprived of the world, to be completely honest. It's been a long time since I've been at a concert or anything like that. So I'm very ready. But Paramore did drop their new song and I'm very into it. now I'll let JPJ probably not criticize, but it's just not his vibe.
I won't criticize it. I don't think it's a bad song by any means. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
For me.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing.
This is where we differ.
Yes, Paramore is Josh's favorite band.
Mhm.
I would say Paramore is one of my favorite bands. Not my
fair.
favorite, but one of my favorites. However, I prefer the first 3 records of Paramore. That's more my wheelhouse when it comes to Paramore.
There's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah, no, more of the pop punky, heavy guitar riffs, breakdowns occasionally, good, you know what I mean? Like aggressive Paramore, I would say.
Sure.
The self-titled album, there are very good songs on it. Oh, I like a lot of songs on it. There are some that are just like, all right, yeah, they're good, but they're not whatever. So this song I liked. I've listened to it a bunch of times. We're in the double digits.
Boom.
Bunch of times.
It's got a great
I would say
bass
it's
line.
groovy. It's funky. The bass line is very good.
Mm-hmm.
I just, for a first song back in a while, I guess I was...
I actually do understand that. You were waiting for more of a punch. And that doesn't necessarily mean like aggressive, like hard rock. It just means something a little bit more ambitious.
Something is doing where I live because there have been sirens. I don't know if you can hear it. They're coming through.
I can hear them.
Yeah, it is going down out there.
Going down.
But,
JPJ's up to no good.
That's what happens when you're live.
I'm sending the police to you because of the way you disrespect it. No, I'm just kidding.
I guess, and they had made hints, and they've been given hints that like this album is going to be more of the old. Like they've kind of given hints about that. I'm going to cut you off
right there though, because there was an interview with Taylor and Haley, and they said that this was the last song they wrote for this album. Haley specifically said, "I was sick of writing lyrics." Taylor come to her and said, "Hey, hold on. I've got this. Can you just..." And she was like, "I'm so over this. Like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm done writing." She was she was lyriced out. She was like, "I've had enough." And they said, what ended up happening was we made this song vastly fast, and what came of it was the lead single. So what I'm thinking is that maybe the rest of the album is a very different sound to This Is Why. However, maybe This Is Why is more radio friendly.
That's fair. That's fair. It definitely is a radio-friendly song. Yeah, for sure. It's got that groove, and that chorus is singable. Like very singable and catchy.
That's gonna go off live. I can imagine that would be very fun live.
Yeah. And again, it's not a bad song at all. I don't even think it's the worst. If it's not like they've made songs that are not as good as this one before. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just again.
It's not your.
I guess it was probably more my expectations. Sure. Like I was just expecting, when I hear, it's more like the old Paramore, or it's more like the older stuff we did, and then the first song you release is more like the last stuff you did.
Sure, I get that.
I'm like, okay, well, like, is the whole album gonna be that way? Because like, I look forward to their albums, even after I listened to After Laughter. It just was different, and it wasn't for me. I love that album. Yeah. It's fine. I love Paramore. So I'm not gonna not. It's just
very. I like when bands take risks because they've earned the ability to take risks.
Yeah, of course.
And like them and My Chemical Romance did the same thing. Bring Me the Horizon did the same thing. And
big time.
Some people hate that stuff, but they took risks that kind of allowed them to do so. Like they can because they've earned the right. They can just
and I like bands that do that. Like like one of my favorite bands of the last handful of years is a band called Turnover. If you don't know Turnover, go listen to Turnover. They're very, very good. But their first full length and the EP before that was very standard pop punk. It was good. But it was very standard, like, it was generic. Guitars, all that stuff.
Generic, and then but not in a bad way.
Exactly. And then the album that they blew up on, though, was called Peripheral Vision. It is nothing like that. It is chill. There's piano, is synthy at times. Ooh. Yes, they're a band still. It's rock, it's alternative music, but it is vastly different than the pop punk stuff from the early days. And that's when they blew up, and then they became this band, and then every album they release is a different sound. So Human Nature after that, it sounds like Turnover, but it's different. And then the last album they did was very like 80s sounding. Yeah. So
It's
they kind
like-
of change every record, but so I'm all for bands
Oh, sure. No, and
seeing what works and do what you do.
And
you
I'm
know?
not saying that it works every time for me because I used to love the band Paris, and they changed from like pretty hard rock. They were pretty heavy
Yeah.
at the beginning to like dance music, and it just went
Yeah.
kind of like a little bit like, and it
Yeah.
was a bit of a dud for me. But that being said, there's probably a whole list of people that didn't like them at the start and now love them because they are dance music. So like,
Of course.
you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. You can never please anybody. But circling back
Mhm.
around, I'm obviously very excited for everything that's coming with them. They're touring again. Hayley just walked out in a shirt at one of her shows, I think in like, it was somewhere in Ohio, with an Abort the Supreme Court shirt. And I appreciate that wholeheartedly. I'm like, you do your thing, Hayley. Also, another thing that pisses me off, Paramore is more than just Hayley Williams. Just fucking saying, everybody. You know what I mean? It's lead
But
singer.
that's how it goes with a lot of bands. The lead singers
And
are just
because there's more emphasis on it because she's a woman. And we're not
Mhm.
even going to get into that discussion. But They're Amazing's in the chat. What's
Hey
up?
there, amazing. What's good? What is up, my friend?
That is
good to see you.
Between Two Beards regular.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How is
They've been
Between
there.
Two Beards going? Why we're here? How are you and Pluggo doing on the show over there?
Oh, we're
Still-
good. We're trekking along. I believe next week. Oh no, 2 weeks. We have our 75th episode. So that's a milestone.
Jesus Christ!
episode.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. That's wild, right? That's
come
pretty
around
good. It's a long
fast.
time. Yeah.
I did see this past week you drafted Blink 182 songs.
Well, yes. Well, I didn't know we were. Yeah, and I wanted to talk about that because that is obviously that's some big music news that came out, and that video was fucking hysterical.
Yeah, it was really
As
funny.
you would
It is
expect.
really weird this
As
year
you
how
would
all these bands are coming back and like all of
You
us
know?
like in this age demographic are like, we're gonna spend some fucking dollars because there's
100%.
Blink
Like,
182,
I already know.
there's
Like, first
My
of all,
Chemical
I'm not
Romance,
buying
Paramore.
tickets.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
be
not buying
difficult.
tickets right now for Blink because they're fucking astronomical.
Oh, I've heard.
But like a couple months before the show, I know I'm gonna have to spend a good chunk of money.
Sure.
But I'm gonna wait because they'll drop down. Like now they're
Fuck,
fucking.
yeah.
They're like $400 a ticket. Like get the fuck.
Yeah,
I
they're
love Blink,
expensive.
but get the fuck out of here. I'm not
in
doing
Australia,
that.
the Adelaide, they're playing Adelaide in 2024. We're like at the very back end of we're like the last lot of shows, like
Yeah.
Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah.
For a general admission, like standing in the pit, it's $190. I was like, bitch, $190
too
to
much.
stand. I love Blink.
Yeah.
I'm not like the biggest Blink 182 stan in the world, but I certainly love
Okay.
Blink. This song though, Edging.
I have not listened to the new song yet.
Oh, that's weird.
I haven't.
It's. I've heard it's very mixed because some people are like it's fucking boring. It's just like standard, but also people are like it's exactly what Blink should be after all this time, and like Tom's back and everything's happening, and it's very. I'll just put it this way: it's very single release Blink 182 because I've noticed with Blink is their singles that they drop. For the most part, I like the stuff on their albums more than their singles.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Again, radio friendly stuff. I get it.
I think when it comes, and me and Pluggo were talking about this a little bit on Beards last week. I think when it comes to Blink, for me, and I think a lot of people I know, like they're not my favorite pop punk band of
Sure,
all
yeah.
time. But without them, first of all, they're good. Like we like them.
fuck
But
yeah.
like without Blink 182, pop punk would have never. Blink 182 was one of the bands, maybe the band, that got pop punk to a level.
They made it mainstream.
Where 100%. Like they were on TRL and shit.
Fuck
like that's
yeah,
fucking
TRL,
wild.
let's go.
Yeah, remember? Yeah,
Fuck
like
yeah,
they
dude.
were on TRL, like all the small things, and what's my age again? That music video is iconic, where they're running around looking naked and shit. Like it's an iconic shit.
Nobody likes
all the
you when
small
you're
things
23.
making fun. Yeah,
Nobody.
that's like a saying. Like when people turn 23,
I
people
remember,
go, "Well, you
trust
know,
me, it was on my
nobody
birthday
likes
cake.
you when you're 23."
It was on my fucking birthday cake when I turned 23.
Like they're iconic, and
They are
They- you know,
it pop punk band, but they're certainly not my favorite. But they made
100%.
it. They made it what it was.
But they made it possible. We just talked about Paramore. There's probably not a Paramore if there's not a Blink 182. You know, like it's just how it works.
They
And,
kind of revolutionized that style, and like they were early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
And that time between 2000 and like 2004, 5, that was the genre that was
Oh my God, yeah.
dominating, like
Yeah.
Sum 41, Newfound Glory,
Simple
Simple
Plan.
Plan, Good Charlotte, like
Good
all of
Charlotte,
all
yeah.
of these bands were because of, I'm not saying directly because of Blink 182, but it certainly made a huge fucking dent in the world.
Blink 182 was the band that like let the world, like mainstream people, know that like, oh, we can like this type of music. Like this type of music is out there.
Yeah.
What are some of these other bands? And then you saw an explosion, and because all those bands, Newfound Glory, we just mentioned, Avril Lavigne,
Oh my God.
all these people, we've talked about Avril a lot.
Oh,
on
we
here, but,
love
like, you know what I
Avril
mean?
here.
Like, oh my God, we stand for Avril
Yeah,
Lavigne.
we really do.
Like, but all these people and all those bands that got to that level, that then spawned all the other bands that you know what I mean? Like there were so many fucking bands, and that's when MySpace was at its height, and you could go on MySpace, and everyone had top 8s, and you'd go on the band. Like I found so many hundreds.
I wish I was around for
bands.
that. Like I was here.
MySpace fucking
I was on the
ruled,
back
man.
end
I wish
of MySpace.
yeah.
And I wish I was that. What a concept! Because I love music. Is like my
yeah.
favorite thing in the world. I love music more than I love pretty much anything, and like it's such just a. I bond with people over music more so than I bond with anyone over anything. Like it's just music is such a, because how I take in music is that like I don't if someone tells me they like, I don't know, name a Taylor Swift, I don't know, I don't automatically go, ooh, you like Taylor Swift, and I'm like, okay, like fucking tell me why. Like I get why you like bubblegum pop, and I get why you like screamo, and I get why you like Norwegian death metal. Like I just understand why you like what you like. Like I'm fascinated with music, and I like all different kinds of music, and I don't know.
I used to be a music dickhead. I used to be one of those
Oh,
guys.
were you a music snob?
When not a snob.
Were you
well,
like
not a snob.
Were you one of those people that like, it's on the radio?
My
brother
not
was.
publicly like that, but my mentality was
that
like,
was my brother. He was like,
that was
not listen.
That
to
was
that.
my mentality, but like I would rag on my sister verbally, like out loud, because she's my sister.
Yeah,
but like,
fuck
you know, I fucking love her. Like she's my sister. I'm gonna give you shit. Like that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm your older
You tell
brother.
him to fuck off, and
you know what I mean? Like
tell him that you love him.
Yeah. But like in my brain, like I had that mentality. Like if you were on the radio, I was like, okay, well, I liked stuff that was on the radio, but in my brain, I was like, well, you know, I like the real shit. I like the stuff over here that nobody knows, you know. But I wasn't like a verbal asshole about it. Like if somebody was like, I like Three Doors Down, I'd be like, all right, cool. Like most likely if it was a friend, I'd be like, loser, you know. But like it was a joke.
Thank you for
but
the
I would
follow.
be like,
Pain.
huh? Oh yeah,
I'm
rock and roll.
I'm just talking to the chat. Don't mind me.
Oh, it's all right. I feel you. That was Ophelia.
Yeah.
Ophelia's a good egg there. That's a good follow. She's a good egg.
Okay. Cool. Fuck yeah. Welcome in.
Yeah, but yeah, I used to be like that mentality wise, but I wasn't like there were people that were music snobs that I was around that would like just the stuff they would say out loud. I'd be like, nobody. Just stop.
I just love hearing why people love the music that they love, and there's nothing better to me than like, you know, when you like get in someone's car and they're like, oh, I'm gonna put on my music, and you're like, sure, I don't care, put on what you want. They put it on, and you just see them, even if you don't like it, you just see them like vibing to it, and you're like, oh, this is just music is just so. Music is just one thing I can just turn on, and it's just like the world is gone, and I'm just like in it. Like music just makes everything better. It's just the best.
When I'm in my car, that's like when I'm at my peace. Like when I'm driving to work, driving home from work, or just going anywhere, I put on music, and that's where I'm like, I'm gonna sing this shit. I'm gonna fucking be drumming on my steering wheel. This is me, right?
I'm like that in the shower. The shower is my domain. I put music on in the shower, and I just, because everyone sounds good in the shower. You sound like a professional singer when you're in the shower. So like you can just, I live alone, so it doesn't matter. And you just fucking belt it out. It's great. You sound like Adele when you're in the shower, and no one can tell you otherwise. It's great. And in the car.
But like that's me. And in my like I'm performing a concert for myself in my car.
I love
you know what
that
I mean?
shit.
And
I love music.
And I'm the type of person that like I listen to records still, so it's like, you know, if I want to listen to a band, so like, yes, I just told you before stream, we were talking about Paramore off stream. I said, I was in a mood to listen to Paramore, and it wasn't like I just went, you know, Spotify play Paramore. I went, what album do I want to listen to from Paramore?
I'm like that
Like I
too.
don't just, you know what I mean? And so I was like, I'm gonna listen to Brand New Eyes, and I was like, okay, and I just,
That
because
was
that's
it-
just how I musically operate.
That was
So
20. They just had their
that was a long time ago.
19, 15 years? 2009. 13.
Yeah, so we're close.
They just had an
14.
anniversary for it. 14
Yeah.
years or something like that. It's been a long time since Brand New Eyes came out. That is the
Yeah.
perfect album. There's only one exception. The only exception is the only song of Paramore's that I'll literally go, that stinks.
Yeah, it's a bad song.
It's a bad song. Haley hates it too, so it's fine. She refuses to play it
it's a
live.
bad song.
It's not a good
It's
song.
not a great song.
And you know
No.
what's weird? You know what's weird? It's one of their most fucking played songs ever.
Oh, yeah. Had a music video. It was super popular. Super popular.
When someone tells me, when I go, I like Paramore, and they're like, oh, I love The Only Exception, I'm like, bitch, you don't like Paramore. You don't like Paramore. I'm not trying to be a gatekeeper or anything like that. You do you, but you don't like Paramore. Come on. Like, you can like that song, but that's not a Paramore song to me. That's just like, it's almost like they just picked it out of a fucking library and went, yeah, sure, this will do. Let's record that. Like,
Yeah.
I know they wrote it and shit like that, but I completely disown that song from my brain with Paramore. But every other song of theirs. Yeah, I agree. You can't just shuffle a library for an artist. So if I'm going to listen,
but I feel like
I can shuffle and just let things play in terms of like everything. But if I'm going to listen to a specific artist, I'm like either listening to an album, or I'm like queuing up the songs that I know tell a story to me. Like I'm like, oh, okay. Like for me, sometimes I'll go through and I'll be like, this is the song I listened to first of theirs, so I put that on the queue first, and then I'll go and trickle down from there. I know that's a weird way to do things, but that's how I like to do things sometimes. Or I just, based on my mood, like sometimes I'll go for an album and then queue up a song of like, okay, I'm feeling sad today, so I'm just going to put on all their sad boy songs and just kind of listen to them. And like, that's how I'll kind of do it. But I never just go to an artist and click shuffle and be like,
no. But I feel like, I can't put a number on it, but I feel like a lot of people, because of technology and Spotify now and streaming and things like this, that's how they take in their music.
Oh, did you know the story?
Singles.
Do you know the story about what Adele did with Spotify?
I don't.
So you know how
she was she released on there for a while.
Wasn't she?
Or her stuff's not on there. I know for a couple of her big records, it wasn't on. I think Taylor Swift did this too.
She did this.
Where
she wasn't earning the money. She wasn't earning the money from
exactly.
from Spotify.
And they were like, "No, I'm not. I'll give you access, but like delayed. You're getting it a month after."
You know
it
how
comes
like
out,
when
Spotify
like came out, like Ophelia just said it in the chat, but so Adele made Spotify make the feature of like when you go to an album and you click play, it plays in order instead of just automatically shuffling. She actually made Spotify do that because she said my album is a story. I put these in an order that I feel I need to tell my story. I arranged these
on purpose.
So like instead of, you can always just click the little shuffle button next to it, but it's not automatically like you click play and it just plays a random song from the album. Like she actually made it so it like will play track 1 to track, whatever.
That's cool.
So because Adele, I think some people, when I say like I'm into like this is the genre I'm into, they think I'm just like I hate all this. Adele is a beautiful storyteller. I'm not a big Adele person, but like she's a beautiful storyteller. I know her songs have structure and they have meaning and they have pop music can be wonderful. It can be a wonderful thing, and I don't understand the term of like, oh, I only listen, like what you like, and I'm not saying you can't like what you like, but I've never really understood it's like, I only listen to this kind of music. I'm like, why? There's so many stories to hear. Music is storytelling. Even if it's just like about going out and drinking, that's still a story and the structure. And I love listening, breaking down. I overanalyze music like crazy. I can listen to like Kesha and sit there and go, okay.
Well, Kesha rules.
Kesha does rule. Also, she sings great rock music, and you really should get on that, Kesha. But I can listen to TikTok by Kesha, and I go, okay, let's break down this song and actually analyze this music. And it can be a great piece of music if you just listen to it that way, even if it's just a bit trashy. And music sometimes is meant to be just fun. It's not meant to be this big elaborate thing. It's just sometimes meant to be just fun. And if it sounds cool, really, at the end of the day, who cares? I mean, whatever. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's great. Like, I think one of the best, like, storytellers ever in music is Pink. Pink has a great...
underrated. Doesn't get the praise she deserves, that woman.
You don't reckon? I think she gets the a pretty good amount of. Well, that's just me.
Do you?
Yeah,
I don't know. I
do.
just feel like she's not mentioned in the same. Again, this is a type of music that I do not listen to a ton of.
I don't love Pink personally.
So pardon me
she
if I
is
sound.
a great
I'm not going to say
Ophelia.
ignorant, but pardon me if I sound
great.
like blind to some stuff I should know. But
literally one of the best concerts I've ever been to. I went with my mum in 2013, and that is a brilliant stage show.
Pink? I've heard she's amazing.
It's like amazing. I'll never go to another concert. And
doesn't she like go on like
she's on like
ropes?
She's on like a trapeze, and she's singing live. Like she ain't lip syncing
and
this shit. Like
nailing it. Nailing it.
Her voice, that raspy, I love that. I love that shit.
Great voice. She got a great voice.
And that may be what you mean by under. Maybe she's not talked about enough.
I just feel like, if I'm I'm talking like top female artists. Like you always hear people go nuts about Beyonce, people go nuts about Adele, Taylor Swift, Rihanna, and all these people. And I feel like Pink is very popular, but she's just not mentioned at the level of these other women.
Are you talking like ability-wise, or are you talking like just in terms of just like sheer stardom?
Maybe stardom more than ability.
Okay.
I don't know. I just feel like people don't view her the same way they view those other ones that I mentioned. I feel like, she's been very good in doing it for a very long time. Yeah. So
don't let me get
like, why isn't she?
Song, right? No.
Why isn't she
most girl
like mentioned more like with the with the rest? I guess I don't know.
Don't let
but
me
again,
get
I don't
great
really.
Songs. God is a DJ. Just like a pill. Oh, bitch! Just like a pill is one of my sober. Oh, I love Sober.
Sober's a great song. That was a great song.
She has. I like when she does music like that. Like more ballads, I guess you would call them.
Did you enjoy the work with Dallas Green that they did?
Yeah,
the EP there?
I'm not a huge City and Color guy. I'm not a huge Dallas. Yeah. It's fine. It's just it's not my favorite. My sister and my older brother, that's their shit. They love that.
What, City and Color? Or the EP?
I mean, both. They love City and Color. Okay. They're like Dallas Green to them is like. Because
are they Alexis on Fire?
My brother is. That's his favorite band. Yeah. Other than I think my brother's favorite band is The Offspring. But like other than The Offspring, he loves. Well, my brother's a little closer to you in age, so you'd probably vibe on music with him a lot.
Yeah, probably.
He's 30. He's 33. So like, my brother loves like Alexis on Fire, The Offspring. He loved Blink-182 when he was younger. Good Charlotte. He liked all that kind of stuff. Metallica. Foo Fighters, so you can see the influence I had as a child because my brother's 7 years older than me. So like you can understand what was I listening to? Whatever Dylan was listening to. So
whatever he was listening to.
So and then my dad listened to nothing but 80s music. So I grew up on that, and I grew up on a lot of like ABBA, and I grew up on a lot of like the Eagles. ABBA. Oh, I love ABBA.
Okay.
Come
ABBA's on. Great.
If you don't like ABBA, I don't understand.
Where I work, I work in retail. Mm-hmm. We have an ABBA playlist.
I love ABBA.
And whenever it comes on, you can see the customers. They're like,
because I just don't understand. This is one time where I'll be like, I don't understand how you don't like ABBA. Because this is like fun music. Come on. Yeah. Waterloo goes fucking off. It goes off. I love ABBA. ABBA is a great time. But yeah, I grew up on a lot of that. Those were the music. I was always, for as long as I can remember, I've always been heavily influenced by music. Music's always been a part of me. Yes, ABBA is one of those few bands that really crosses generation. I agree wholeheartedly. Mm-hmm. It's just,
even now they did the Mamma Mia movie more recently. Like that's getting a whole new that had a whole new generation of younger people that maybe went to see that with their parents because they loved fucking ABBA.
Yep.
And now these kids are like, oh shit, this music is fun and you can dance and sing to it and fuck yeah. And then it's just like
ABBA's great. ABBA is just. It's just they're just fun. They're just fun. Does Your Mother Know is one of the greatest fucking songs I've ever heard. I'm just putting that out there.
I like it.
We've talked about music a bit. We do need to talk about some stuff that went down wrestling wise. Extreme Rules.
Some stuff did go down.
That is right, my friend. Some stuff did go down the last few days with wrestling. We will talk. Let's talk a little bit about Extreme Rules. Again, we won't break down every single match. I just want to kind of run through everything. We'll leave the big stuff to the end because we will probably spend some time on that and what happened on SmackDown yesterday.
I was gonna ask if you saw the
Of
SmackDown.
course. First
Excellent.
and foremost, I'd like to talk. Let's start here. Let's start at maybe the I don't want to call it a dud. I just want to call it maybe like the thing that didn't impress me the most. Probably know
Karrion
where I'm
Kross and
going.
Drew McIntyre.
Oh no, but that wasn't great either. I'm talking Liv and Ronda.
I knew it was one of those two.
The finish, the match,
Yeah.
everything about it. I'm not going to say it was bad because I don't think it was bad. I just think it was very, very, very average. Now, I remember talking to you on the sim last week. I was very excited for this in the sense of like, I feel like they could do something cool. I also asked you if Liv lost, was this over? I asked you, is Ronda still cool? All those fucking things, and we talked about it at length. So we won't get into that too much. However, Ronda won, obviously Ronda won. Wasn't on SmackDown this week, by the way. Was streaming on her YouTube, which is just wonderful. First week as Women's Champion, and you're not there. Liv was obviously on SmackDown. She beat up Sonya Deville. Liv seems
What
to
the
have
hell? Why is Sonya getting?
she's
Come on, she deserves better than that shit.
It's different.
Anyway,
Liv is fine, and Liv will be just fine. I think she'll be more fine without the title than with title because her title reign was just a little bit like it was just from the get go. Just seemed to be very we're in for a bit of a rocky ride, and I do appreciate that they took the title off her before it got to the point where we hate Liv Morgan. Still feel like there's a lot of room to maneuver her and just be like, we're fine. Everything's fine. We'll move past and she'll get the title back eventually one day. I would like you to go through your mind and name one cool spot that happened in that Extreme Rules match.
No, there wasn't one. I thought the only thing where I was like, oh, Jesus, was when Ronda was hitting Liv with the bat. Because she really had like a welt on her ribs. It was bad.
Is it just a matter of was this just a matter of
they don't have good chemistry?
No, they don't. Their chemistry is literal ass.
Yeah, like they don't have good chemistry. I don't think anybody was invested because Liv was not booked. I'm not going to blame her. I don't think she had anything. She didn't have a lot to do with it. But I said it from day one, and I think we might have even disagreed to an extent. Maybe. I can't remember that far back, but SummerSlam killed her.
We did disagree about that because I won't go so far to say I liked it. I just didn't dislike it. I was like, okay, I'll see where this goes.
And I was like, I don't know if she can recover. Like,
it killed her.
Again, not her fault, but I didn't think.
It's like one of the only questionable booking decisions I've had with Triple H.
Yeah, it's a very short list. That's one of them, for sure.
I don't want to spend too much time talking about the duds from this, just because I don't want to. No. Extreme Rules was actually really good, but like,
I will say this though, the way they didn't, the finish, I wasn't a huge fan of, but I do think the only thing that I'm feeling okay about coming out of that match is that it feels like they're at least going to focus on a different side of character for Liv Morgan, and I'm all in for that. I'm all in for that ride. Like, give me something, because we're pro Liv. You and I are very pro Liv,
and we're not necessarily anti Ronda. I wouldn't say
that.
I'm not
either.
I understand her place. It doesn't necessarily mean that I have to love the woman, but I understand her place on the card, and I understand where things need to line around her. But yeah, I'll put it this way. I'm cautiously optimistic for what's going to happen going forward with Liv. Where Ronda goes is where Ronda goes. It is what it is. I won't spend too much time on Drew and Karrion. It was pretty boring, but I said that
I was expecting it to be way more violent.
I said that to you on the sim. I was like, it's a strap match with Drew McIntyre and Karrion Kross, like whatever. Yeah. The finish, we'll just talk about the finish because that's really, I mean, homegirl Scarlett, she really made sure that you could tell that they were spraying it because she was spraying it.
Oh, yeah.
She got it in Karrion's eyes at one point.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looked like silly string. It was like,
it really did. I was like, what is that? Like, what do you think was actually in there?
I was like, my sister was like,
what do you think's actually in there?
My sister was like, she's putting silly string in his eyes. I'm like, it probably hurt.
It looked very weird. Yeah, it looked very weird.
But now the only problem is we know with SmackDown is that we have to sit through another one of their matches.
Yeah. I'm hoping this one they just let him have a wrestling match. Just let him wrestle.
Strap matches are very very, very odd.
Well, here's my thing. They need to bring back the strap match where you got to hit the fucking four corners.
Yes, you got to hit him in
That needs to be the strap match.
Not this pinning shit. It's just a normal match.
No, don't get. I don't want to see someone submit or pin. I see that every match.
The beginning of the match, I'm like, why would he just put it on? Just beat him up. And
I actually thought that was. I actually thought that was the best part of the whole thing was when Cross was like, "No, fuck you, I'm not doing that." I was like, that's different. That's never been really done before, but it makes sense. And then the match just kind of went from there.
It just happened.
They need to bring it back that if you're going to do a strap match, you got to hit the four corners because that creates intrigue. You hit the first couple, the crowd's like, "Oh shit!"
It's a false finish,
the third
baby.
One's like, "Oh!" And then like the false finishes are what gets the crowd invested. Like if I know it's a submission or a pinfall, like all right, I see that this is a.
It's a regular match with some strap shots. It's just odd. So we won't spend too much more time on that. It was just too long. If that was like 5 minutes shorter, I would have probably been looking at it a little
too
different.
Long.
Oh, what this
no,
show?
Go ahead.
This show.
No. I didn't know where you were I didn't know where you were going next, but
we're going to talk about I was going to talk about the good old fashioned Donnybrook match because that was fucking awesome.
Incredible.
That was fucking awesome.
I can watch those six guys fight all the time.
A fight, like this was just like fucking let's
my god, it was incredible.
And man, what are they? The Brawling Brutes. That's their name,
Brawling Brutes. They're over.
Over as all dog
they're
shit.
Over.
They fucking
can't
love
believe
this
it.
shit. And
can't believe
Imperium's great. Like it's just a good time. They're having a good damn time, and that was just physical as all hell. I think the right people won. I think it went exactly the way I thought it was going to, in the best way possible. This was just a good damn time. I don't really have too much more to talk about with that match because it was just fun.
That was great.
Because I'm going to spend some time on these next one. It was the best match to set the mood and start the show. I agree wholeheartedly.
100%. 100%.
Wholeheartedly.
Anything bad? No, I mean, I just, from beginning to end, it was just a blast. It was just they were just going at it. They were doing crazy shit,
baby.
Going at it.
Yeah, baby.
I am all in on this Sheamus babyface run here. I am all in. I'm so about it. I love Walter, Gunther. I love Imperium. Yeah, I mean, here's my thing though. Sheamus needs to beat him for the title, but I don't think it should happen until WrestleMania.
Yeah, let's say
that should be the WrestleMania match.
Gunther's a little busy at Crown Jewel, it seems. He's probably going to fight Mr. Mysterio, which is very.
I know. Yeah,
I'm all for it. By the way,
I like. What is it?
I'm all for that. Ray and Gunther.
Oh my god, yeah, it's gonna be.
He's gonna throw Ray around like a little boy.
He's gonna chop the shit out of him, and then oh my god,
Ray may die.
He may. I mean, with the way things are going for him, I don't think he might not be upset about that. He is getting the short end of the stick.
Poor guy, his son is just slapping him around, and now he's like, "We want to fatal four-way." And
AJ Styles was pushing him over because everyone's shitting on Ray. Oh, poor Ray.
Yeah. Good for him.
Oh my
I guess.
god! I liked it last night where he was just so distraught.
He was
on SmackDown that he literally was like, "He's like, Hunter, I'm sorry. I gotta fucking quit. I'm out of here. I can't do this anymore, man." And Triple H
like how Hunter
is
just become. He's just the GM now.
Yeah, he's just I like it.
Which is
I like it. Doesn't have to be on every show, but occasionally, when
it makes sense, he can be there, and that made sense.
I thought last night was perfect. Ray went to him. They had that emotional thing. He goes, "Let's go in my office."
And they explained it. It took 5 fucking seconds to explain why Ray's here. Like that's all it did, and it was good.
Poor Ray's getting.
Let's talk about the I Quit match while we're here because I loved that.
Okay, so this is why I said speaking of too long. And then what I was going to say was, what I was going to say was, I don't think I've ever enjoyed a match more that I thought should have been 6 to 10 minutes shorter. Because I thought the beginning of this match, before shit ramped up, was like, it could have been 5 minutes shorter.
I am going to say something that's going to piss off everybody. That match may be my match of the year.
It was very good.
Storytelling but here's the thing. Okay, you're saying it's too long. That was so necessary to happen for that ending. If that was 5 minutes shorter, you would not be so invested in that. You're like, oh my god, they've been through so much bullshit to get here. As soon as
when
they got back,
you might not be wrong.
they went around and did all their crap, and there was some cool little spots. I was even getting to the point where I'm like, if this doesn't pick up soon, this match is boring.
Well, then it fucking picked up though.
When
And
they got
it
back to
picked
the
up,
ring
it was
after they
the
come,
best
they
part of the night,
so let's. I'm gonna
Well,
try and break this down as best I can. So
match wise.
So they go around the fucking bullshit of the arena and they're doing all these things. Finn's getting his fucking balls chopped and shit by the guardrail and that. And I was like, shit.
Yeah.
And then let's just talk about, they get back to the ring after they beat each other up. You know, I quit. No, fuck off. You know, eat dirt or whatever they fucking said to one another. And then obviously the Judgment Day was going to get involved, and they did. Dominic, Damien, and Rhea. Rhea had handcuffs, and it was getting bad. Like to the point where you're like, this is going to be like chair shots, and then
that's what I thought. I was like, they're just gonna beat the shit out of him until he literally can't. Yeah.
Hey, look, Love Wrestling's in the chat.
Heyo.
Hello, that'd be Mr. Spencer, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Hello, Mr. Spencer.
I would lean that way.
Hi,
Spencer.
It's okay. So I thought AJ Styles was going to come out. That was where my brain was. I was like, okay, AJ.
Okay.
All right, bitch. Like, here we go. Like,
it's
going to be AJ. I kind of low-key forgot about Beth. And I was like, oh my God, it's Beth fucking Phoenix. She come in and was tearing it up. Like, she was beating the crap out of these guys. And then obviously the big face-off with her and Rhea is what everybody wants to see. And I think we are going to get it at some point. They keep teasing this, and Beth Phoenix is clearly in ring shape. Clearly,
100%.
I want Beth Phoenix
I love
to have a run.
I
think she can
when they had the face off, she openly said it. She goes, "Come on, Rhea, this is your dream match.
Yeah,
like let's go. Like she's like, make a move."
Beth is huge.
I was like, oh my God.
And so is Rhea Ripley, by the way.
Yeah.
Just
side note, Michael Cole was excellent. He's been excellent for a while. But Michael Cole specifically during this match with Dom.
Someone slapped that kid in the damn mouth.
He was excellent during this match. Like, it was fucking unbelievable how good he was.
He has been, I will say this wholeheartedly, he's been the best thing that's happened since Vince left.
Yeah, one of them. Easily. He is so good.
All right, I think I'm actually going to say this. Michael Cole is the greatest commentator of all time.
He's up there.
He's better than Jim Ross.
During the peak of JR, I don't know. I'd have to make the argument. But they're 1-1. They're 1-2.
When Michael Cole eventually does leave, it is going to be very hard to replace him.
100%.
He is. 100%. It's going to be very difficult. He makes that everything runs so smoothly. If he makes mistakes, I wouldn't fucking know it.
I would say I would agree with Spencer. Where I think Rushmore, he's an all-time great, and he's on the Rushmore easily.
Michael Cole is fantastic. He was really great in this match. But let's get to, so obviously Beth end up unlocking the
oh my God,
the handcuffs, and then you think, okay, Edge is starting. He's ramming spears on fucking Beth did a spear at one stage. Like, it was just chaos. And then they scramble. Everyone's kind of doing their thing. And then Rhea comes in with brass knuckles and knocks Beth out. And you're like, uh-oh.
Yep.
This is bad. Finn ends up doing a couple like coup de grace and just fucking ramming in. And then I was just like, uh-oh. I seen the chip when Rhea got I think it was Rhea that ended up getting the chip.
It was Rhea, yeah.
And I was like, oh, they're going to do this to Beth. I'm like, oh, this is. And I was hook, line, and sinker. I was like, please don't do this.
Yep.
Please don't do this. And then Edge is like, I'm like, Edge is going to have to quit. Like, he's going to have to quit. Eventually he said, he reluctantly said, I quit. And Rhea said, I'm going to do it anyway. Beth Phoenix sold the absolute shit out of this. She was like, and I was like, Beth is doing God's work right now.
And Edge was excellent, and he was.
It was just so
like, even the way that Edge said, "I quit," like he was just like, I quit. Like, he was like so defeated, like, I quit. Like, it's not. This doesn't matter. This literally doesn't matter.
Edge's shoes here. That's his wife, the woman he loves, the mother of his children, and she is about to get the move that he knows he did to everybody else. And how devastating it really is, and all of that crap. And Beth just sold it like. Beth is just lose here. Beth is just like. I I think
we're
when we
gonna
talk
get
about-
Rhea and Beth, and it is gonna.
Oh,
rule.
I thought we were going to get
It is
War
gonna
Games.
rule.
I really thought I was like, we're getting intergender War Games. Obviously, Ray's now on SmackDown, which means nothing at the end of the day, by the way, really.
Not in this iteration of things.
No,
Yeah.
it's just the brand split is dead. Can we just, I'll just put that out there. It doesn't mean anything. I thought we'll go into that, but whatever. Saudi is coming up. Make that money.
Yep.
You know, Beth and Rhea.
Oh, if they did it that quick, that would be.
I mean, that's like what, 3 weeks away?
Yeah.
Crown Jewel or whatever it is.
I'd be all right with that.
I'm fine with that. I'm over the point of just being like, what the fuck does it matter where it is at this stage? Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Women are on the card. I can't change a whole country.
No.
But women are on the card, so... And they're slowly... Have you noticed, every single Saudi show, the wardrobe alters.
Yeah, it does. Yep. It's
like,
almost getting to
the
point
where it was like shirts over there, and like, they're still covering. But now there's like... How do I put this in a way? I'm just going to say it. They're showing more of their feminine features.
Yes.
Have you noticed like things are tighter and like they're allowed to have sparkles and they don't have to wear t-shirts over their gear. And some of those gears that they have are very inventive. So good for them. But Beth, Rhea, I'm just all for it. Whatever version of that is, just let them go at it. They were just going to beat the crap out of one another. This story is very good, and the Judgment Day is very good. But it does need to conclude with Edge and Beth on top, I think.
I agree.
It doesn't necessarily mean they have to win the match. But it does mean they need to get some comeuppance here because, yes, okay, they've had little moments of small victories, but like in the end, the Judgment Day are always getting one over them. I don't think the babyface always has to win, but that's a fairly good shout, Spencer. We have not seen Beth Phoenix in singles competition in a long time. She's always come back for tag match. I'm not saying that Beth couldn't wrestle a singles match.
Oh, yeah.
She definitely could. However, I do probably lean towards more of like a tag situation, whether that's 6-person, whether that's mixed doubles. It's not tennis. Mixed tag, whatever it is. I do probably lean towards that. And I'm not mad at that. That'd be very, very good. And Beth Phoenix is going to glam slam Finn Balor, and it's going to be great.
Oh my God, I'd be all for that. I think maybe what Spencer said there, that could happen, and then eventually we still get the one-on-one match, but I wouldn't.
Would you prefer a one-on-one?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. I'd prefer if I was just like, nothing else was surrounding, I'm like, just let them kind of, because it would be a very different match. It wouldn't be like spot. It would just
it would be a brutal, it would be the equivalent of Gunther and Sheamus. Like they would be beating the crap out of each other. You know what I mean?
That's a good way to put it. Beth I'm a Beth Phoenix. I've always been a Beth Phoenix guy. She's just, I think one of the best ever. Probably not considered enough on like the Mount Rushmore of women, but she is to me.
Yeah, very good. I love Beth. I would be all in. I love both these women.
Let's just let Beth come back and just win the women's title. Why not?
Yeah, why not? If she's down for a run, give her a run.
She could wrestle everybody.
So, yeah, 100%.
Eddie Phoenix,
I love Beth Phoenix.
In the gym and she's just fucking jacked. Like that woman is jacked. Like, my goodness gracious. I'm like, and so is Rhea Ripley. So,
I mean, Rhea Ripley is.
She's a beast.
Oh my God.
How do you like? Do you like her new theme song? Have you listened to it?
I haven't.
It's
I like the old one a lot.
It's got a lead singer of someone that you might know of a band. Let me look it up because I will kick myself in the face. Motionless in White.
Oh yeah, I know that band.
Yeah, they do it. They do that version.
Okay. All right.
It's very like,
Well, I was gonna say her first was Rocky too.
Yeah, but this is like this is more.
This is
like
darker.
Yeah.
Darker.
Yeah. Look at after this. It's on WWE's Spotify, obviously. So
okay, I will.
Look it up.
I'll check it out.
You'll probably really like it. But yeah, that match I really, really digged. Let's talk about the ladder match. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it should have went on last.
I did too.
It should have been the main event, but whatever. I'll talk about the very good spot that made me go hoochie was that elbow drop from the apron to the ladder.
Oh
and
yeah,
bounce. I was like,
yeah,
ow.
Yeah. You know that hair Bailey too.
Oh,
That hurt both of them.
That would have
That
hurt
hurt both
Bailey
of them.
more, I think, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
I
she
know that was
bounced
one of
off
those
it.
ones, and I think Corey even said it on commentary. But that was one of those ones that nobody feels good after that one.
Bailey is fantastic. She knows exactly what they were
She's
doing.
amazing.
I had no doubt in my
for sure
mind.
she was going to win.
So did I.
For sure.
It just shows you how much stock there is in Bianca Belair.
And I'm not upset about that. Like, it makes perfect sense to me why Bianca would win. Duh. But I
War
just
Games
going
is
in,
coming
I think
for these ladies. War Games is
100%.
on the cards. Wherever,
my thing is, though,
like, whatever that means.
If War Games is upon us, Bailey and crew, Damage Control, they need to get some friends. At least one. I can't see it being a 3-on-3. I'm not against that either, but they got to start building. They got to start building towards it. You know, although War Games, she got some time. It's like 6 or 7 weeks away, I guess.
Everyone thinks Alexa's going to. I do see a lot of Alexa. Alexa probably needs it the most in terms of just being like, you know how I feel about Alexa Bliss. I love that woman, but like she's boring as hell right now. She is dull. She is so dull. It's like, do something with this woman. Everyone thinks she's going to be in Wyatt 6, but hello, Wyatt 6 is not going to be any other people, I don't think. It's going to be 6 versions of Bray Wyatt. That's my opinion. It's going to be a one-man crew, but that's just my opinion. I don't think Sasha Banks is coming back anytime soon.
I would agree.
I know it's unpopular to think that. Naomi, maybe. But I don't think Sasha's coming back anytime soon. That woman is going to do other things.
Hollywood. I think
she's a redhead now.
I saw that.
Probably a wig, but like, good for her. Asuka, sure, she should be involved in that kind of stuff. And I would.
Do you think the turn happens maybe at War Games,
like Dakota Kai, Tegan Nox style?
Yeah, or like during the match when they're all in the match, the turn happens. You know, like, so let's say
let's say
they add a fourth, so it's 4-on-4 or something like that.
Sure.
They just have a friend. You know, and then during the match, someone.
I like you just like a friend, whoever it is.
Yeah, they just find a friend. They find a friend. I don't know, but
Dana Brooke.
Yeah, whatever. Whoever. They just find someone in the back. Hey, you busy?
No offense, Dana. We love you, Dana. We've talked about Dana Brooke many times on this, but we love Dana. But it's just like she's very expandable. Again, Spencer's got a good point. Alexa is a good shout. I'm not saying, but I just think it's going to be Candice LeRae. Yeah. The way that she's come in and immediately she's like, Miriam, and she beat Bailey. It's like, I don't know about this. I think it's going to be Candice, but I would probably prefer it to be Alexa Bliss in terms of like what it could do for her.
100%.
She's hit a massive roadblock. Hey, I wouldn't be completely opposed if it was Asuka either, because Asuka is fun and she's
awesome.
Let's have Io and Asuka start War Games.
That would be nice. I think so. I would love that one-on-one match, but I would be all set for them being like the first two where they get 5 minutes one-on-one. It's like, let's go.
How do you feel? You're a big proponent of War Games, aren't you? You love War Games.
I love War Games.
Yeah, I do too. I know you are because it's in Boston. It's in Boston.
Jack. Once he announced it, I was like, oh my God.
Maybe they'll have a surprise fourth in Boston. Then it would be probably Sasha Banks.
Well, I was going to say Sasha Banks is from Boston. But I am tending to lean with your opinion that I think she's not coming back right away. I think she'll come back at some point.
She's coming back to
I just think it's not.
Point.
I don't think it's going to be right away. I think she's going to go do some other shit first.
It's not. Before we talk about the ladder match was fun. Great stuff. We're all
it was great.
Before we talk about the main event of and what happened after the main event at Extreme Rules, I just want to pop in quickly. I'm not watching AEW. I know everyone's like, you should have an opinion if you don't watch it, and it's not about AEW in general. But I did see that the Kingdom, Maria Kanellis Bennett and Mike Bennett and Matt Taven, they're in AEW now.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, I thought you were just like, okay.
No. I think that's a good thing.
Whatever. I think Mike Bennett and Maria, for that matter, were massively underutilized in their time in WWE.
Oh my God! They could have done a lot.
And they should have went to NXT first, and I think they would have been fine.
Yeah, I think so too.
Maria is a great talker, by the way. She can cut. That girl can cut a promo.
Mm-hmm. Matt Taven, both those guys really, but Matt Taven is a local guy. He like literally is from this area. saw him a lot, saw both these guys a lot in the independent circuit before they kind of made it to Ring of Honor and Impact, kind of where, I think that's a big signing. First of all, I'm all for factions. More factions, even better.
We got a lot of them in wrestling at the moment, by the way. SmackDown have about 16 of them.
Yeah, which, I like how Triple H...
He loves that shit.
Triple H wouldn't be who he was without a faction. You know what I mean?
Like without DX, this week, baby.
Yeah, literally. Like without DX, Triple H. Do I think he still would have been a star eventually? Yeah, but DX made him. You know what I mean? So he of all people should appreciate factions, and you can see immediately. Yeah, Yeah, he of all people. So you can see immediately that we're already getting factions now, on the main roster. Where when was the last? I mean, we had the Shield, and then there have been smaller ones, but when was the last time there were this many? It was forever ago.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Here's a question: out of all of these factions that are going on right now, not necessarily your favorite one, but what faction are you most excited for? I can say mine first if you would like.
Yeah, you can go first.
Legado with Zelina.
Yeah, me too. They're up there.
They're up there for me. I know a lot of people but Elektra was... Yeah, but she needs time to develop. Zelina's there, and she's a great... my lordy lord, that girl is great on the microphone. Oh, my lordy
Santos
lord.
Escobar is amazing.
Yeah.
As well. Amazing.
And they have, their layers, and they're taking on Hit Row, and it just fits really well. The aesthetic of that, I'm like, this just... I'm not saying that they're my favorite, and I don't even know what the future holds for them. However, I'm just genuinely excited to see where it goes. I'm like, ooh, this is going to be really fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. I think, again, this is going to be the standard answer, but it's 100% because of Sami Zayn. Ooh. I think the Bloodline story.
Oh, it's so good.
With Sami Zayn.
Sammy's
and now
so
with
over.
Oh, my God. And with when Roman... kicks the shit out of him. It is going to be like Festival of Friendship type. That kind of emotional thing. You know what I mean?
Talk about the Festival of Friendship. Oh
my God. One of the all-time great segments. Literally, one of the all-time great segments. That I loved.
It might be my favorite segment ever.
That was one of my favorite Jericho runs of all time.
That is my favorite Jericho. Oh my God, that's my favorite Jericho.
He was so fucking good.
He got the word "it" over.
Oh my God, dude!
That whole Kevin Owens and him run was just... Yeah, we could do a whole episode on we should do a timeline episode of just where it started to where it ended.
It's an absolute crime that at that WrestleMania that match was not for the Universal Championship.
It was a bigger crime that match was on fucking second.
Yeah, it was an absolute crime. Absolute crime.
Yeah,
to them. That should have been for the Universal Championship.
Literally a whole thing on it because it's just
that should have been. That should have been for the Universal Championship.
I think I said this on the show last week, last time, but Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns at the Rumble. At the Rumble, I'm thinking that's where this is heading. God, it should be WrestleMania, but I think if Rocky's available, I think they'll probably.
If Rocky's available, that's the match, and I think if Rocky's not available, it's probably Cody. Maybe.
Probably.
At WrestleMania.
Imagine this, okay? All right, let's just put on our fantasy booking glasses. Imagine if Sami Zayn was to win the Royal Rumble.
It would be incredible.
And then he has to choose Roman Reigns.
How about this? How about you have Roman and Sami at the Royal Rumble, and Roman murders Sami, and then Kevin Owens wins the Rumble. And Kevin Owens goes, I'm fucking you up at WrestleMania. Because Kevin Owens and Roman have unfinished business too. And Kevin Owens has said it.
What about if Kevin Owens and Roman at the Rumble and he fucks up Kevin Owens, and then Sami Zayn wins the Rumble, and then he's like, "Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything to disrespect the bloodline," and you go with that, and then eventually Sami goes, "Well, I have to make my choice, and you're the only champion."
Yeah.
And then Roman goes, "Oh fuck." And then they have a big match, and Sami gets this big, huge moment at WrestleMania, and everyone's just jerking each other off. It would be amazing.
I love Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, might be weekly the most consistently entertaining person on the main roster.
His dancing What he
He's
said on Raw when he said,
incredible.
"That's not very oozy of you." I was like, "Oh my fucking god, Sammy!" And he was he
so
grabbed
good.
the microphone, and the place
From
just
Roman.
exploded.
Yeah.
The place.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, they've got," and I'm just like, "Do not do this turn yet. Let's let this."
No. But the way they're playing it, though,
how
where
Jay
like Roman
helped Sammy on SmackDown. I'm like, I literally went, "Oh my god, he helped him in like the roll up," and I was like, "Oh, this is so good." I'm like, everything about this is just magical.
They are doing this,
and they've got
perfectly.
Me. I'm just like this, and it's pretty storytelling 101 to be completely honest. Like we know what end game is here. We know what's going to happen to our boy.
Yes,
he's going to get destroyed.
He's going to get destroyed, and then. Where I think it goes first, and I've been saying it for a while, but I think Owens and Sami Zayn are going to be the ones that take the titles from the Usos. I think that's what's probably going to happen, right? I do think eventually, hopefully both, but I do think we could see a world title match for one of those two, or maybe both of those two individuals as well, because we got a ways to go before WrestleMania. But I think the story is going to be Sami gets the shit kicked out of him, Owens comes to his friend's aid, and then they end up beating the Uso, and the crowd's gonna go fucking bananas, as we will, and that's what's gonna happen. But I don't want that to be the.
Where is the
Sami
Rumble?
Zayn.
Where is that?
San Antonio, Texas.
Okay. I was just trying to think. I'm like, where are we at? Where all this happens, but it's going to be a very interesting ride. All right, let's talk about the fight pit with Rollins and Riddle. Good. Cool spots. Shouldn't have been the main event. Glad Matt Riddle won.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was fine. I feel like for the people in attendance, though, the crowd never got to like a fever pitch because it was probably hard to see.
Sure. It shouldn't have been the main event.
You know what I mean?
Plain and simple. I did love Seth Rollins' RVD gear.
Oh my god, it was great. Yeah, and I love the ponytail. Like he had the ponytail, and he did the I thought that was good. I thought the match was good. I thought that the Broton was fucking insane. Do you like the
concept of a fight pit?
I do.
Is it a little too convoluted? It's very extra.
The only thing that I think is weird about it is like, why do you have to? It's a fight pit. You got to win by pinfall, submission, or knockout. I like that. Why can't I submit somebody or knock somebody out up above? Why do I have to be in? Platform?
That's my question.
For cool moves, obviously. Like that's literally. I don't understand the.
Oh my! Yeah, that would hurt.
Oh my god! I thought the way he sold that, and the way he landed, because he landed like ass on the mat because he didn't want to kill Seth.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Hurt. But the way he sold that,
that
was a piece of art. Because I thought his tail, I was like, he broke his ass.
Yeah.
I was like, his tailbone is broken, 100%. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because that's wood under there. There's not much padding. Ooh. I was like, oh my God.
So the match ended, and Triple H did the most Triple H thing ever. The little signature came down to the bottom of the screen, and you're like, because my sister, who likes wrestling, but wasn't really an NXT person ever. It was like, if it was an NXT TakeOver weekend, she would opt out of the day before. She was like, I didn't need to watch that much wrestling. I'm like, okay, that's fine. She's like, she's like, I come over here to watch Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't worry. Don't fucking worry.
He's coming.
Like, Triple H did the thing, and then the lights went out, and the Philadelphia went.
Oh my God.
I can't even describe to you listen, we say this a lot. That was the loudest reaction I've ever heard. It was so loud when Bray Wyatt took off his mask and said his words that I couldn't even hear him say what he was trying to say into the camera.
I know. Yeah, I know.
It was so loud.
They fucked up the lantern went out a little bit before he blew it too. Who the fuck
could
back
come
there?
Out,
what the hell?
Bray, listen, Bray could have come out and did a shit on the ramp, and I would have been like, like I'm eating it up. But the way they did, like, the whole world in his hands, I was like,
okay,
this is brilliant. The production on this is so good, and then all the fucking Firefly Funhouse bullshit. I was like, God. This is so good. Like, they had Abby the Witch, and they had Ramblin' Rabbit. By the way, Ramblin' Rabbit is fucking terrifying to look at.
It was one of those things where I was watching it on my couch, and the lights went out, and I was like, oh God. And like, we all knew it was Bray. Sure, yeah. But once you started hearing he's got the whole world, and then that's when it was like, holy shit, it's
all the
fucking
lights from the
Bray.
phone, like
Yeah,
bro.
but like once that came on and they started singing, it was like, holy shit, it is
Really
Bray.
him. Like it's
It's
really
really
him.
Bray.
The
You
way
know,
they did the production of this, like the abandoned
it was
funhouse, and it's just
so good.
that
And it was
it just
over the
shows
top,
you.
but it
It
was like
shows
in the
you
best way.
when
You know?
WWE is on. I will say this, and you can call me a fucking shill. There's no one better.
Yeah,
And stuff like
I
this
agree.
is why I'm like, this. They're the best because
Yeah,
they do shit
yeah.
like this. I'm not saying everything they do is gold. It's obviously not, but like this kind of stuff, like I think it was Triple H. Did you watch Triple H's interview with Ariel Hawani, whatever the fuck his name is? Back in
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I saw a bit. I saw a bunch.
he
of
talked
it.
about Bray, and he said, you know, he basically asked him, who would you like to see come back? And he listed off like Sasha and all this. He said Bray, and he said, listen, here's the thing with Bray Wyatt. He is a creative genius that needs to be reeled in at times because it's just a bit much sometimes. And it seems to me that this is very much from the mind of Bray Wyatt with the expertise of someone like Triple H or whoever in just saying, hey, what about this? What about this?
Yeah.
And just kind of the shackles are definitely off, but there's a little lead on him or like a little rope just to say, hey, hold on.
Yeah, let's
just
bring it back. Why don't we look at it this way?
Yeah. And it's going to be a recipe for success. Bray Wyatt,
100%.
that whole thing and all of the stuff, and it rewarded us for watching wrestling, which is something we had a very big issue with WWE, is that they forget what happens last week, let alone 2 years ago. It rewarded us with watching wrestling, but also still made it very edible for people who've just started watching wrestling. You don't need to understand everything that's going on to understand everything that's going on. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, it doesn't necessarily matter.
I would agree.
The door, the light, I'm here, and then the Wyatt noise and the logo and everything. It's just like, I was like, I don't know what to say because it was just that.
It was,
and then the promo on SmackDown was so emotional,
incredible,
and the way that they interrupted. It was like this was the last.
The way that he was speaking too, like that.
It was
like,
it was Windham.
We've never heard him talk like that.
That's
we've
always
heard
that's what I mean. The Wyatt
man, or like like,
or like the Fiendish way, or the Funhouse way. Like there's so many versions of what Bray Wyatt is, and this was his realist form. And then like the way that it interrupted and said, to me, how I viewed that promo was like, this was the last time we're gonna the only and last time that we'll hear Bray speak like this and be like, thank you for letting me find me again. And then this is now where we're heading, is all this like, fuck you, man. Like, that's not what this is. You're coming back to this. And I think we will see the Fiend again. I think we will see the Funhouse Bray again. I think we will see Cult Bray again, because that is the Wyatt 6 to me, is like 6 different versions of Bray Wyatt, because we've already seen fucking 5.
I was gonna say, if we're counting, are we counting the one we saw last night as one? Like,
sure,
Bray?
Yeah, that's just him.
So then we have that. We got Firehouse. We got Firefly Funhouse, Fiend,
Cult Bray,
Cult, and Husky Harris. Is that
sure?
Are we counting Husky Harris?
And then I guess if you count, because
that's
the guy
Husker,
with the mask.
Husker the pig is like a reference kind of to Husky Harris.
And then I guess
right?
if you see the dude with the gray mask that he had
like
on,
the new mask, he's the 6th one?
Is that the 6th Wyatt? Like, that to me is what everyone's talking about, all these like people coming in, and sure there might be something, I guess, but to me the Wyatt 6 is Bray Wyatt, 6 different Bray Wyatts. Like, that's what that is to me.
Yeah,
and
that's fair.
That moment, by the way, when we see the Fiend,
yeah, it's gonna be wild.
Also,
you even saw at the opening when the Fiend was on the the crowd fucking lost their that was the loudest
How do you
one.
feel about
like, holy shit.
Bray's new song? I love it.
I liked it.
It's Code Orange,
man.
yeah.
One of the current best bands out there right now.
Obviously, they do the Fiend's music.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool. The way it started is very mellow, and then it kind of gets a little bit, the lyrics come in, you're like, whoa, this is fucking cool. Bray Wyatt is essentially going to feud with Bray Wyatt.
I think that's what it's going to be. I think the whole time his main enemy is going to be himself,
which is like something we've never seen.
No.
And
No.
there's rumors of like
But I think
Dallas
the
and
different
stuff
versions of
coming
Bray
back.
Wyatt. Yeah, I think the different versions along the way, like he'll take out people and he'll
Sure, yeah,
have probably matches with people along the way. But I think
it's like the
basis of
ultimate
this
journey of self-discovery.
Yeah, like the basis of this character is going to be him fighting himself to figure out who he really is. That's the
The
fight.
layers to this dude, that it's
You know?
just like, it's ridiculous how good this is going
Yeah.
to be, and
Yeah, it's going to be incredible.
I'm so excited for it all. I really am. I'm hook line. There's a lot of things within WWE's world right now that I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, I'm pretty in on this.
Yeah.
This is gonna be
Yeah.
It's gonna be pretty fun. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a fun road to WrestleMania, because that's just around the corner when you think about it. It's not long in wrestling time, so there's a lot to love. Extreme Rules overall though was pretty good. I mean, a couple of
Yeah, I
rules
thought it was
here and there,
good. I liked it. I had a good time.
Philly was fun. Now we got Crown Jewel coming up in a few weeks with Roman Reigns and Logan Paul headlining.
But it looks
show.
like now we're getting Brock and Bobby is probably going to be there.
Which, by the way, unfinished considering what happened back at there. So that'll be fun.
We might get a Beth Phoenix and Edge versus maybe we'll see. But again, I'm kind of like you. I still don't really go out of my way to watch it if I have plans or other things going on. But
that's on at 3 a.m.
It is what it is.
I ain't watching that live.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like I'm probably gonna see most of what happens. Like,
absolutely, I'll watch it.
They make it a big event. I'm gonna see it.
Yeah,
and
I'll watch it. And then we got Survivor Series, War Games.
Oh yeah.
And it's day one, and then it's the Royal motherfucking Rumble, which is my favorite wrestling thing of the whole year.
Yep.
We love
and that
the
starts
Rumble.
the road, baby. That starts the road. And then we're in it. And I'm excited to see a road to WrestleMania with Triple H in charge. That's what I want to see.
And by the way, it's a Hollywood WrestleMania, which we haven't had since WrestleMania 21.
Yep.
So
100%.
all the stars will be out.
Yep. I'm excited. I am excited about it.
It's all happening. It's all happening in wrestling.
Yeah, it's good because I feel like it's been forever since I've been truly optimistic about WWE. Like truly.
Yeah, I get you.
There's been times, and they did things even with Vince up to the last day. There were things that I liked about the show sometimes, and matches that were great on pay-per-views, and some stories were like, oh, this is actually not bad.
Yeah.
But I feel like now it's like I look forward to Monday Night Raw. I look forward to SmackDown.
Oh, by the way,
I was jacked the fuck up for Extreme Rules.
Me too.
All last week, I was like, fuck yeah. Hey, Lou.
By the way, we didn't even
you
talk about what happened on Raw. Gallows and Anderson are back.
Yeah. And that Finn, that meme. Oh, Jesus, Lou. Take it easy.
And boy, did they get a big pop.
Damn right they did.
It was huge. By the way, the OC versus the Judgment Day.
All day. Yeah,
fine with that.
If Edge and Beth are going to be gone for a little bit before we see that, cool. That's a good little middle feud. I'm good with.
Feuds are not just like two people. It's just like there's people can have multiple issues with multiple different people at multiple different times. Like, it's okay.
If you're in any work environment, you are not just focused usually on one other person.
Yeah.
You're usually working with multiple people or around multiple people.
To be to be fair, there's probably more than one person you don't like at your work. So like
probably.
So like, you can have you can do that. Well, this is gonna wrap us up. I actually have my last shift at my retail job tonight.
Oh boy.
So it is my
now.
Last
All right, so I'll ask you quickly because I know you're looking forward to the new job and you're looking forward to getting out of retail. But are you having any emotions the other way where you're like, wow, I've been here for a long time. I'm going to see some people for the last time.
Last night, especially at work, because it's a Sunday here, so like there's less people on a Sunday to work with. It was like a lot of the last times that I'll see these people in this capacity, like in this space, and I'm like,
that you've seen every day forever,
For the last night, I've been at this job since I was 17. I'm like, I've known you since I was a child. like I was a child.
You watched me grow up, like you watched me grow up.
Like you, like a lot of these people watch me attempt to grow a beard at 18 years old and it didn't work. Like, it just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's a woman at work. She's, obviously I won't say her name, but like, she's in her late 40s and she's been there the entire time. And essentially for the last 9 years, I've had my dinner break with her nearly every shift. Like, over the last 9 years, I'm like, oh wow! Like, you don't really think about that. Like, yes, I'm very excited to get out of retail. It is a very exciting thing to do. But I guess the feeling would be bittersweet.
Yeah, I was going to use that word bittersweet, but I was like, yeah, like, you know, it's one of those things. Because I remember I worked in the supermarket, retail. I'm still in retail, but it's a different type of retail now. But like, I remember I worked there for like 10 years, and I remember like I was so looking forward to, oh my God, my last day. I can't wait till my last day. Going to do something else, blah, 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 blah.
Bitch,
but then on that last day, and like, maybe like the last week, 3 or 4 days, it was like the realism starts hitting you of like, oh shit, like
I'm getting butterflies in my stomach as you're talking about it right now. I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Like,
holy moly. Because there's a certain level of like, yes, I want to get the fuck out, but also there's a certain level of comfort.
It's like it's the end of a chapter. It's the end of a chapter in your life. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where it's exciting and it's like, oh shit, this is like cool. Like I'm gonna be doing something different and then stuff. But it's
wait a minute.
But then you go, holy shit, like this has been a significant part of my life. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, so it's just like
it's like I started there when I was 17. I turned 27 next month. So like I've nearly been there at
10 years.
Nearly 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man.
And that's like 17 to now. Like that's you becoming a real person. You know what I mean? Like
that time. Like
Lou is literally, as you can see, Lou is literally biting me.
He's like, fuck you.
But like he's like, hey, what the hell?
It's literally like I've gone from a boy to a man in that time. Like I came out in that job. Like I was at that job. Like a lot of things in life happened for me in that time. So it is crazy. I literally go from finishing work tonight to starting a new job in the morning. So like I'm just like, incredible. Whoa, there's no time to like just process, which I kind of did by design. Like I wanted it that way. I didn't want to overthink anything and then just like, so I'm just kind of like, boop, boop, and just get into this new job and get into this new space. And I'm not going to say exactly what I'm doing, but like I work with a lot of animals. So like I can't be angry.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. I would love to work with animals, except this guy right here because he likes to bite me.
I love cats. I love when they're assholes. So like it's my favorite thing.
I know, I do too. Like
so,
right
like, now, I'm excited. I'm very nervous, but I'm like excited as all hell. Speaking of things I'm excited for, before we go away, I am starting a new show next month. I'll have more details soon. If you just go to my Twitter, it's down on the screen. Basically, it's just I'm going to talk to a bunch of people that have came out in their life. And I want to talk to people about their journeys because every story is so different. So, yes, it's probably a little more, in some ways, heavy, but there is a lot of fun to this show. And I'm just going to talk to people from all over the world that want to talk to me and want to be open about their story. It ain't about me. I've shared my story many times. I don't need to share it anymore. It's about other people and their experiences. I've recorded a few. I'll just put it this way. And one in particular is very, very low. But it's just every person, some people's stories are literally just like, one day I was not out, the next day I was, and there was nothing that changed. It was just a thing.
Yeah.
And then some people have tragedies and all different kinds of stuff within it. So stay posted to my Twitter for an exact date, but it's coming to Wednesdays in November. And you'll know more about it soon. It's called I'm Totally Okay With That because I like puns.
Yeah. I like the name. I saw it. I was like, oh, it's clever.
It's clever.
So that was cool. I like the name.
Choo, choo, choo. But we this is a very much longer edition of the Power Hour. So, but we should be back next week at our regular time. Should. I say that should.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
But if there's a week or two where we don't post, I'm sorry. It's just because once I get settled into my new job and stuff like that, it'll be a little bit easier to coordinate what's going on. But we do know in a few weeks we will be back for our simulations at least because they ain't going anywhere. We got Crown Jewel to simulate, baby. We get to do
I'm excited
Roman
about that.
Reigns and Logan Paul.
And
in
Logan
the
Paul,
game.
baby.
And
I'm
we're
ready.
gonna be
I will
like,
be ready.
Let's go, Logan Paul, baby.
Literally. Yeah. Fuck shit up. Let's fuck shit
Let's
up.
go.
But
So you've got
yeah.
Between Two Beards and all that happening. You've got
I do.
what's the new AEW show that you do with Drew?
Oh yeah, firmly AEW. So that's what we call it. It's on Thursday morning. So you get a whole lot of me on Thursday.
You really do.
Usually on the Power Hour. By the time we're all awake here in the States, we got Power Hour. We got Power Hour dropping.
Mm-hmm.
Now every Thursday at 10 a.m., me and Drew will be doing the AEW where we talk, all things AEW on firmly AEW, and then Thursday nights at 8 p.m. over here in the States, EST. We got beards. So Thursday is very much a JPJ heavy day.
It really is.
So,
it really
yeah.
is. So you can get all your JPJ bullshit.
I mean, it's like my day of the week. I got like my own day of the week.
Yeah, it's JPJ day on Thursday.
So all my shit comes out.
And all your shit comes out on one day. You just have to promote on one day, and then you get 6 days of just being like, fuck off.
There you go. Yeah,
basically.
Exactly.
You can just do your own shit. JPJ's links are on the screen. My links are on the screen. Of course, you can, if you're listening to this on your podcast platforms, give us a like, rating, follow, whatever you do on all your podcast things. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you hopefully this coming Thursday at 9 p.m. Australian Central Daylight Time. I need to change that on the screen too, because we've just gone into daylight saving time. So that's fun too. So all of that kind of good stuff. 9 p.m. Adelaide time. That's the best way to put it. And then you can just put a conversion into your Google and be like, oh, that's when I'm asleep. I'll watch it when I wake up. Great. Do that. That's how I usually do it. So do all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we'll be back soon. But until then, we're out of here. Bye, everyone.
Peace out.